The latest farm system rankings came out as we're about to hit spring training, and it further cements the Anaheim Angels, yes, the Anaheim Angels, as baseball's most depressing laughingstock, which I know that's oxymoronic, but I mean, it makes sense. Angels fans aren't laughing because it's sad for them, obviously, but everyone else is. Or maybe at this point they're laughing too because it's the only way they can prevent themselves from crying. I don't know. Tell me in the comments if you're an Angels fan. Either way, you know it's bad when there's a legitimate argument you're a bigger mess than the homeless A's. But in my opinion, and in many others' opinions, they are. And you gotta scrap real hard to find anything to be looking forward to with this team heading into the spring, which isn't any different from years past. It's just getting worse. Unlike my subscribers, y'all have been supportive lately, and the channel's grown a lot over the last couple months. So really quick, as always, if you're part of the 53% of viewers not subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that button if you enjoy the videos, as if you thought the whole Anthony Rendon situation couldn't look any worse, just like my dad told me when I assumed he was coming back when leaving for cigarettes that one day, think again. First, there was this big tweet last year, late in the season, from Angels beat writer Jeff Fletcher, who, by the way, anyone who covers the Angels, God bless. Anyway, this tweet, yeah. Usually when you sign a third baseman to a contract, you expect that third baseman to play third base. So the fact that the Angels have used 28 of them since Anthony Rendon joined the team, while the Nationals, who lost him, have used less since, I mean, what else is there to say? Well, there is more to say somehow, because we have yet another not so fun fact for Angels fans. That's fun for everyone else. The fact that Ted Williams played more baseball during World War II, a war he fought in, than Anthony Rendon has played during his entire contract so far with the Angels. Satire isn't even satire anymore. It's real life. Mike Trout hasn't played at least 130 games since 2019. He played 119 in 2022, but other than that, nothing close to a full year played in any season since 2019. The team just, of course, saw Shohei Ohtani leave for the real Los Angeles and win the World Series with them, while the Angels finished in dead last place. We as fans make fun of the A's a lot, understandably so, and again, they don't even have a legitimate home right now, but at the very least, they have some fun players and a pretty good farm system. But I mean, hey, the Angels haven't made the playoffs in over a decade, so with all that losing, they could at least get some good draft picks along the way and build somewhat of a promising future. The latest farm system rankings have the Angels dead last. And I know that sounds like a joke too, but again, we're living in a satire now, so if anything, it makes more sense. It just goes to show that simply tanking doesn't work. Not that the Angels have tanked, they've tried to win, especially with Trout and Ohtani, it just never worked. They can never get quite the right team built around them. So competence is pretty important. I mean, it's wild how the Dodgers can win for 12 straight years now, more wins than any team in baseball. They just won a championship, and they're ranked third in farm system talent. Usually you would expect a good team's farm system to lose value as the big league team wins, but no. The Dodgers are obviously an extreme example, but it just goes to show how advanced and smart their front office is and continues to be to keep this team in a healthy place at all fronts, while the Angels front office / ownership has done the complete opposite. The big league team sucks and so does the farm. Credit to the consistency though. It sucks, it really does. It may not seem like it, but I do have some empathy for these guys. I mean, the fans obviously deserve far better, especially considering how loyal and great they are, something that shouldn't go as overlooked as I feel it does. Seriously, shout out Angels fans. They just lost Ohtani, Trout was hurt again, Rendon was hurt again, and probably breaks his own bones at this point so he doesn't play. The team was awful and finished in last place. Despite all of that, the Angels averaged about 32,000 fans a game last year. That's better attendance than playoff teams like Detroit, Cleveland, Baltimore, the Mets. Angels fans even outdid Mets fans, the Brewers too. I mean, this isn't at all a Rays situation. Angels fans clearly deserve a competitive team. They're loyal. I'd prefer seeing Ron Washington managing a good team, and I know manager is a higher and better, more prestigious job for lack of a better term, but being first base coach for the Braves has to be a way better gig than Angels manager. The Angels also have some guys. No, not really. They have one guy, Zach Neto, who's a real impact player on offense. No, they have some others too, like Taylor Ward, he's good too. They have the hardest throwing closer in baseball, Ben Joyce. But you can't even think about looking to any of the players with good potential to help this Angels team be better. Gotta more so hope they get traded soon to teams where meaningful games are more realistic. I know they made some spending moves this offseason. Yusei Kikuchi was great in the second half of last year. Travis d'Arnaud was a good backup catcher for the Braves, but like, Obviously, this doesn't move the needle much. I think overall they need a front office change, and I mean like wipe it clean, order 66 this bitch. To miss the playoffs for 10 straight years and have the literal worst farm system in baseball is insane. The only thing I look forward to when it comes to the Angels now is what Anthony Rendon's next quote will be. Seems like he shows up to spring training every year with a new way of saying how much he hates baseball, and it never ceases to amaze me how a man making over $38 million a year to play a sport can be so miserable. It's also fascinating how he could be so good at one point to get that big of a contract in the first place while actively hating baseball. Like, how does that work? Anthony Rendon's brain should be sent in for research in the future. Same with Angels fans, honestly. To support this team must do some serious mental things to your minds we've never seen before as a society. But again, I respect the loyalty. Unfortunately, the Angels themselves don't, and that's why we're here today. Let me know your thoughts and thank you for watching.